Hello my dear students. In fact, today I am making an updation to my session 10 video. That is first problem, and that updation is like this. You just observe the methodology that is followed and kindly try to practice in the same way. Okay. Now the first problem that I had considered was this. Find the current through 20 ohm resistance. This was the question, and here the circuit is what was like this. As you can notice here, the circuit is having 20 ohm resistance as the diagonal resistance. Okay, and here there are two cells, 5 volt and 4 volt cells that has been shown, and I have marked this particular network as PQRS. Fine. Now, first step to solve this problem, we will firstly apply Kirchhoff's current law, and then we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, and then we will finally make solution to those equations that we have obtained, and then we will get the required answer. Okay. So, firstly, we will just consider step number 1 using Kirchhoff's current law, that is KCL, at node P. At node P I am using KCL. Fine. Now we know from KCL that any current that enters, or I will just show like this, current I1, current I2, these two are entering at node P, and current I is leaving out of node P. So therefore we can say total current entering must be equal to total current leaving. This is KCL, this is Kirchhoff's current law, right? So accordingly I will say I is equal to I1 plus I2. I hope you can follow this. I is what? The net current leaving from P, and I1 plus I2 is what? The net current or total current entering at P. Okay. So let us take this as equation number 1. Secondly, I will apply KVL now using Kirchhoff's voltage law, that is KVL at KVL to the loop. I will choose the loop now. Now the loop that I have chosen is PRQP. As you can notice, the direction of the loop is like this, clockwise. Okay. So PRQP is the loop. So using KVL to loop PRQP. Now in this particular loop, the first path that we follow is P to R, then R to Q, then Q to P again. Now these are the paths that we are following, right? So hence we can say along path PR, what is the direction of traverse here? Direction of traverse is P to R, and what is the direction of current? Direction of current is again P to R. Therefore, potential difference across 20 ohm resistance is positive. This is as per the sign convention that we have learned. Okay. So therefore, I will say here I will write this as plus 20I, 20 into I. That is the potential difference, no? Current into resistance, or resistance into current is what? Potential difference, voltage, right? So 20 into I and plus. Okay. Next direction of traverse is what? R to Q. That is our next path. And what is the direction of current? Direction of current is I1 again. So therefore I will say plus 60 I1 plus 60 I1. Then this is total potential difference, and this total potential difference should be equal to what? Total EMF according to Kirchhoff's voltage law. Correct. So hence I will say this is equal to total EMF is 4 volt. Now I will take 4 as common on both LHS and RHS. So accordingly I will get this as 5I plus 15I1 is equal to 1. Now I will introduce the value of I this particular equation, I is equal to what? I1 plus I2. So therefore I will write this as 5 into I1 plus I2 plus 15 I1 is equal to 1. Now as you can notice, 5 I1 plus 15 I1 is how much? 20 I1. So I will write this as 20 I1 plus 5 I2 is equal to 1. I suppose you can follow this. So now this is our next equation, that is equation number 2. Right? Okay. Now let's move on to third step. I use KVL once again because there are two unknowns here. No? I1 and I2 are the two unknowns. That is why I require two linear equations. So hence, in order to get one more linear equation, I will use one more loop here. Okay. So that loop I will be following like this. PRST is the loop that I am following. As you can notice, I have marked here. So this is PRST direction. And again, what is the path that we have in the beginning? So I will mention this as using KVL to loop PRST loop I will be using. And again, here observe my dear students, P to R is first path, then R to S is second path, third path is S to P. Right? So hence we will follow this particular path only. So accordingly, P to R direction, the direction of travel is P to R, direction of current I is again from P to R, therefore PD across 20 ohm should be what? Positive. So hence I will mention plus 20 I. Okay. Then again, if you just observe next path, R to S is the direction of travels, and direction of current I2 is again from R to S. Okay. So therefore I will say plus 200 I2, and this must be equal to total EMF, that is 5 volt. So let me take this as fine. So total EMF is 5 volt. So that I have written. Now let me introduce the value of I once again in this equation. So therefore I will say 20 into bracket I1 plus I2, because I is I1 plus I2 plus 200 I2 is equal to 5 here. So this implies 20 I1 plus 20 I2 plus 200 I2, that is 220 I2. So thus I will write this as 20 I1 plus 220 I2 is equal to 5. I hope this is clear. Now let us go to this particular equation to be marked as equation 3. So I think this particular approach is clear to you all. Now let's consider these two equations, equation 2 and equation 3, and solve them simultaneously. Okay. What I will do is I will solve these two. Solution of 2 and 3. Okay. So we will solve them simultaneously. So firstly I will mention equation 3, 20 I1 plus 220 I2 is equal to 5 here. Then here we have 20 I1 plus 5 I2 is equal to 1. Now subtracting equation 3 by equation 2. So minus I write. So this will be minus here and minus here. So 20 I1 cancels off. 220 minus 5 is 215 I2 is equal to 5 minus 1, that is 4. Okay. So therefore I will say I2 is equal to 4 divided by 215 ampere. This is I2 for us. Okay. Now we will make use of I2 okay, using I2 in equation 2. Now, if you make use of I2 in equation 2, we can write equation 2 as 20I1 plus 5 into 4. Now, as you can notice here, 5I2 we have, so I will mention this as 5 into 4 divided by 215 is equal to 1. Okay. This implies 20I1 is equal to 1 minus 20 divided by 215. Now taking LCM, we get this as 215 minus 20. 215 minus. Now as you can see here, we have 215 minus 20 which works out to be 195. So this is 195 divided by 215. Therefore, I can say I1 is equal to 195 divided by 215 into 20 ampere. So this is the current. I will not solve this. Okay. Now let's move on to the next step. That is, we will make use of I1 and I2, both the values, and find I. Now we know that I is equal to. Therefore, I is equal to I1 plus I2, and I1 is 195 divided by 215 into 20 plus I2. I2 is 4 divided by 215, and here the LCM is 215 into 20. Therefore, I will get this as 195 plus 4 into 20, that is 80 here. So 195 plus 80 is 275. 275 divided by 215 into 20. So now I will simplify this. This is 55. This one is 43. Then 5 11s. Then 5 4s, so we get this as 11 divided by 4 is 12, 4 4 16, 1 17. So 11 divided by 172 ampere. This is the value of current I, that is current flowing through 20 ohm resistance. I suppose this particular methodology and approach is clear to you all. Okay, kindly make an updation into that particular solution. Thank you very much. Now we will consider some examples of Kirchhoff's laws that we have discussed. Okay, and I am considering one example like this again. Here we are having the statement of a problem like this. Two cells of EMF 4 volt and 2 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm and 1 ohm respectively are in parallel. A resistance of 10 ohm is connected across the combination. Calculate the potential difference across 10 ohm. Okay. So as per the given, two cells of EMF 4 volt and 2 volt and internal resistance 2 ohm and 1 ohm respectively are in parallel. So we are considering two cells, 1 and 2 here. Okay. And we have fixed these two cells at points P and Q. Okay. And first cell is having 4 volt EMF and internal resistance is 2 ohm. Second cell is having 2 volt and internal resistance as 1 ohm. Okay. And accordingly, this particular combination, across this combination there is one resistance capital R. Okay. And this resistance has been connected and I have shown it like this. Now let me just show the direction of currents here. So I will consider this current from first cell as I1, second cell I will take this as I2, Fine. So we have current directions being shown. Okay. Then at node A we have shown total current I. That is what we are supposed to show in the circuit. Okay. And we have capital R given as 10 ohm here. For my reference, again I am just showing current I direction here, and here we will be showing I1 and I2 direction like this. Okay, for our reference. Now, firstly, let us apply Kirchhoff's current law here. So, applying KCL. Applying KCL at node A I am considering. At node A, okay, we have incoming currents. If you just observe the circuit, I1 and I2 are entering at A and I is leaving A. So therefore total current entering should be equal to total current leaving. So accordingly, I will mention this as I is equal to I1 plus I2. This I will take as equation number 1. Okay. And next step, here we are supposed to find what? Current I, is it not? So we are supposed to find potential difference across 10 ohm, that we are supposed to find. But here I will find what? Firstly, current I. Once we find current I, we will be in a position to calculate potential difference across 10 ohm. Correct? By using or by applying Ohm's law. So that we can very easily do. So our first step will find current I. So that should be our first step. Okay. So I will say VR is equal to what here? This is what we are supposed to find. Fine. So in order to move ahead, I will choose second thing, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law, and I will be choosing two loops here. First loop I will consider like this. Okay, and this loop is like AQBPA. This is first loop. AQBPA. That is first loop. Okay, I will mark this as 1. Then second loop I am considering in this way. ARBQA. So hence second loop direction I will mark it like this. So I will mark this as number 2. Okay, because there are 2 unknowns, I require 2 loops. From those 2 loops I will get 2 equations. That is what I am doing here. Okay, so we have applied KCL. Now let us apply KVL. So applying KVL to loop as I was mentioning, AQBPA. This is one loop, first loop that I have marked and I have considered. Now let us apply KVL. I will make you recall once again the sign conventions. Remember here, what is the direction of traverse that we are having? A to Q is first path. In this direction of traverse, we don't have any other resistance. First we will encounter what? We will encounter cell. Okay? And we are moving in the direction of traverse from positive terminal to negative terminal. That means EMF should be negative here. Right? So hence I mentioned -2 EMF. EMF is 2 volt. Hence I am mentioning -2 here. Okay? Then further, we encounter 1 ohm resistance here, that is internal resistance. Whether it is internal or external resistance, the rule is rule, and that same convention should be applied. Okay, fine. So again, direction of traverse is from A to B, right? But direction of current is from B to A. Hence, potential difference across 1 ohm resistance should be taken as negative. So, hence I will take this as, and again I will make you recall potential difference is product of current and resistance. So, current is I2 here, resistance is 1 ohm. So, hence I will write this as minus of 1 into I2. 1 into I2, right? Then again, next path is what? B to A. In this B to A path, we are encountering cell, right? Before the cell, we are encountering a resistance, and what is the direction of traverse? Direction of traverse is B to A, and what is the direction of current? B to A again. So very clearly, we are moving through the resistance in the direction of the current. So that means potential difference across the resistance should be taken as positive. So hence plus I mention 2 into I1. 2 into I1. Then again we are having a cell here, right? And through the cell I am moving along the direction of traverse from negative terminal to positive terminal. Because if you are moving from B to A, first you will get negative terminal, next you will get what? Positive terminal. EMF should be positive here, so I will take this as plus 4 is equal to 0. So, algebraic sum of EMFs and resistance potential differences across the resistances is equal to 0. That we have done. Okay. So, next step, I will simplify this. Here, as you can notice, we are having minus 2 plus 4, that means it becomes plus 2. Okay. Then minus I2 we have and 2 I1 we have. So I will shift it on the other side. So I can write this as minus 2 I1 plus I2 is equal to 2. This is what we have, right? So minus 2 I1 plus I2 is equal to 2. So this I will take it as equation number 2. Next, similarly, this is step 2. Step 1 was this. Now let us go to third step. Third step, applying again KVL. Applying KVL to loop. What is the loop that we have chosen? ARBPA. So ARBPA. This is the loop that I am choosing. Okay. Now in this loop again, what is the first direction path? First path is what? A to R, then R to B. Right. So direction of traverse is from A to B. And what is the direction of current here? Direction of current I is what? It is again from A to B. And I am moving or I am traversing in the direction of the current through the resistance. Potential difference across the resistance should be taken as positive. So, hence here I have mentioned firstly plus 10I plus 10I I will mention. Okay. Then here B to P, then P to A. That is the path that we have, right? Now B to A, in this path, firstly we will encounter what? 2 ohm resistance, and here direction of traverse is the same as the direction of current. Hence the potential difference across the resistance of 2 ohm should be taken as positive. So I will take this as plus 2 I1 here. Okay. Then cell again, what is the EMF? EMF should be taken as positive because we are moving from negative terminal to positive terminal from B to A. So hence plus 4 again is equal to 0 again. Right. Now let me just apply I is equal to I1 plus I2. That should be our next step. So this implies I will mention 10 into bracket I1 plus I2 plus 2I1 plus 4 is equal to 0. This is what we have, right? So this implies now 10I1 plus 2I1, that should give us 12I1. So 12I1 plus 10I2 is equal to minus 4. Right? So this is equation number 3. 12I1 plus 10I2 is equal to minus 4. And first equation is minus 2I1 plus I2 is equal to 2. So equation 2 and 3 have been framed here. Now if we want, we can take 2 as common here, but we need not do that. We will directly solve these two. Now if you just observe here, second equation, if I multiply it by 10, then subtract these two. Then I will be in a position to solve these two equations simultaneously. Okay, so I will say equation 2 be multiplied by 10. Then we will obtain this as what? We will obtain this as minus 20I1 plus, or else I will make use of equation 2 into 6I1. Best thing, because here we already have minus sign, we need not subtract, we can readily cancel it off. So hence I will write this as equation 2 multiplied by 6, that should give us minus 12I1, okay, plus 6I2 is equal to 6 2s are 12. Then equation 3 will write it as this, so it is 12I1 plus 10I2 is equal to minus 4. So if you add these two equations, here 12I1 will cancel out, 10 plus 6 will get 16I2 is equal to 12 minus 4, that is 8. So therefore we get I2 is equal to 8 by 16, that is 1 by 2 ampere. So I2 we have obtained it as 1 by 2 ampere. Now let us go ahead and substitute this value of I2 in equation 2 or equation 3 to get I1. That should be our next step. So using I2 in equation 2. Using I2 in equation 2, we can write this as what? Minus 2I1 plus 1 by 2 is equal to 2. We have like this, okay? So thus we can write this as minus 2I1 is equal to 2 minus 1 by 2. 2 minus 1 by 2, which is 1.5, which is 3 by 2 here. 3 by 2. Therefore, I1 is equal to minus 3 by 4. So, your negative side indicates that the direction that I have chosen for I1, it should be taken opposite. So, that is the meaning of it. Anyways, I take I1 as minus 3 by 4 ampere here. Now, finally, last step, what we will do, we will apply I1 and I2 values in this equation. So, hence, I will say, therefore, current I is equal to I1 plus I2. I1 plus I2 here. Now, what is I1? I1 is minus 3 by 4 plus I2. I2 is 1 by 2. So, very clearly, this is 0.75 plus 0.5, or you can write it in the ratio value only. So, 4 is the LCM here, 2 2s are. So, we get this as minus 3 plus 2, which is 1 here, minus 1 by 4. So minus 1 by 4 ampere is the current that we have obtained. Fine. Now, since current value is 1 by 4 ampere, that is the magnitude. Okay. Now, let us find the potential difference in the last step. Therefore, now here we can say that from Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Now here I is 1/4 ampere and R is 10 ohm. So let us substitute them. Therefore, potential difference V is equal to 1/4 into 10, which should give us 2.5 volt. This is the potential difference that we have. I hope this is clear. Fine. So remember how to apply these all conditions. So and sign conventions. Please don't forget them. And if you get negative sign, then it is an indication that the direction that you have chosen, it should be the reverse direction to that. That's all. But magnitude value remains the same. So you need not be worried about that. So here we have obtained the required answer as 2.5 volt. Okay. And while calculating potential difference, I have not used minus sign here. Fine. So here I have used plus 1/4 only. That is magnitude I have used. That is why I am getting the potential difference as 2.5 volt. I hope this part is clear. Now let's proceed to the next particular problem. Now let's take a look at second problem, third problem I suppose. Third example here. This is the circuit that has been given to us. Okay, and in this particular circuit, we are supposed to find potential difference across 8 ohm resistance. So it is exactly similar variety as we have solved in second example. Okay, just similar to that. Here we will find firstly current through 8 ohm resistance. Then we will apply Ohm's law V is equal to IR to find potential difference. Okay. Now, if you just notice in my previous two problems, the values of currents we got them to be negative. Remember, in order to avoid that negative problem, so here Kirchhoff's voltage law, I'll take it as, that is Kirchhoff's second law, I'll take it as total EMF is equal to total potential difference. I'll take like this. Total EMF in the loop, that is exactly equal to total potential difference across the resistances present in the loop. So I will consider like this. Fine. Now this is the situation given to us. This is the circuit. Okay. Now if you just observe here, we have one cell 3 volt with internal resistance of 2 ohm. Okay. Another cell EMF 2 volt, internal resistance 1 ohm. Now let me mark these nodes of A, B. I'll write like this: A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Then next I'll mark the direction of current. So current direction, as I was mentioning, I'll take it always from coming out from positive terminal like this. So here one current, here second current. I'll take this current as I1. This current I'll take it as I2. Then these two will combine at node junction point B. Okay. So here I'll take the combination of these two currents as current I that flows through 8 ohm resistance. Okay. So again I am choosing two loops here because there are two unknowns. Fine. Then two unknowns, two loops. From those two loops we will get two equations. That is what we will do. And loop direction I am considering first loop like this. That is A, B, E, F, A. This is first loop. Second loop I will consider like this. This is second loop. Now what is the direction here? C, B, E, D, C. That is second loop that I am considering. Okay. Now first loop is clockwise, second loop is anti-clockwise. That I have chosen. Now, what is our first step? First step, step number 1, applying KCL at node B. Now, at node B or at node E, both the situations are same here, right? So we need not be worried about at node E. I'll solving for node B, that will hold true for node E as well. So at node B, we get this as what I is emerging out, okay? I1 and I2 are entering at junction B, right? So hence I is equal to I1 plus I2 here. This is first equation. Next, I will consider KVL now, okay? So second step I will say apply KVL to loop. What is the loop I am saying? ABEFA. So loop ABEFA. This is the loop that we have. Okay. So in this particular loop, A to B we don't have any resistance, but B to B we have 8 ohm resistance, and direction of traverse is from B to E, and direction of current is again from B to E only. That is why PD across 8 ohm should be taken as positive. So I will take it as plus 8I. Then from E to F we are encountering the 6 ohm resistance. Direction of traverse is B to F, and current direction, that is I1, is also from E to F. So again potential difference across 6 ohm should be what? Positive, plus 6 into I1 I will say. Then F to A when I am traveling, I encounter 2 ohm internal resistance. Okay, direction of traverse is F to A. What is the direction of current? F to A only. So that is why PD across 2 ohm should be again positive. So plus 2 into I will say I1. Okay. As I am mentioning in KVL, I will say like total potential difference is equal to total EMF. So this is equal to, what is total EMF in this loop? Total EMF is 3 volt. So hence is equal to 3 I. So therefore we can comfortably write this as what? 8I. This is 6I1 plus 2I1, which is nothing but 8I1, and 8I will write it as I1 plus I2 as I mentioned here. So I will write this as 8 into I1 plus I2 plus 8I1 is equal to 3. So therefore 8I1 plus 8I1 will be 16I1 plus 8I2 is equal to 3. This is equation number 2 first. Okay. Similarly, third step, apply KVL to loop. Now, next loop is what? I'll take like this BEDCB. So that is the loop. So BEDCB. This is the loop that I am considering. Okay, fine. So again, moving from B to E, we are having current I and direction of traverse same. Their directions are same, right? So hence I will take this as plus 8I. Then E to T again. Now moving from E to T, we are encountering 6 ohm resistance here. Current is what here? I2, and direction of traverse is same as direction of current. So again potential difference should be positive across 6 ohm. So I will write this as 6I2. Then D to C, when I am traveling, I will encounter 1 ohm resistance. So 1 ohm resistance, obviously again direction of traverse and direction of current are same. So plus 1 into I2 I will say. And this is equal to 2 volt. So now let us simplify again and write this as 8 into I1 plus I2 plus 6 plus 1, 7 I2 is equal to 2 we have obtained. Now 8 I1 plus 8 I2 plus 7 I2 is 15 I2 is equal to 2. So let us take this as equation number 3. Now what I will do is I will multiply equation 3 by 2. Then I will subtract it by equation 2. So that is what I am doing here. So I will say equation 3 multiplied by 2. That should give us what? 16 I1. Then 15 twos are, we get 30 I2 is equal to 2 twos are 4 we get. Okay. Then equation 2 I will write as it is. It is 16 I1 plus 8 I2 is equal to 3. Now let us go ahead and subtract this. So minus, minus, minus. So 16 I1 cancels off. 30 minus 8 is 22. So 22 I2 is equal to 4 minus 3 1. So therefore I2 is equal to, we get this as 1 by 22. 1 by 22 ampere. Next I use I2 in equation number 2. Okay. So using I2 in equation 2. So if I make use of I2 in equation 2, it gives us 16 I1 plus 8 by 22. 8 by 22 is equal to 3 we get. So therefore 16 I1 is equal to 3 minus 8 by 22. So 22 3s are 66, 66 minus 8. So here we get this as 58 divided by 22 ampere. I will not cancel this. So therefore I1 is equal to 58 by 22 into 16. Correct? Okay. So last step. Now I have obtained this much ampere as current I1 here. Okay. Now if you want, you can simplify this. 2 8s are 2, 26s are 4s are 13s are. So we get this I1 as 13 divided by 22 4s are 88. 13 by 88 ampere, and I2 is equal to, and I2 is equal to how much we have obtained? I2 is 1 by 22 ampere. Okay, so therefore I is equal to what? I1 plus I2 here. I1 plus I2. I is equal to I1 plus I2. This is equal to I1 is 13 by 88 plus 1 by 22. I will write it as 4 by 88. So this becomes 13 plus 4, 17 by 88. 17 by 88 is the value that we have obtained. Okay. So this is net current, that is current flowing through 8 ohm resistance. Fine. So therefore PD V across 8 ohm resistance should be equal to I into R, which is nothing but I is 17 by 88 into 8. So that should work out as 17 by 11 volt. 17 by 11 is we can write it as 11 ones are 11, 6 we get, 11 fives are 55, again we get 5, 11 fours are 1.54 volt. Approximately 1.54 volt is the answer that we are looking for. I hope today's problems are very much clear to you. The volume of working is a bit large here. So only thing is you should be remembering how to draw the circuit, how to show the direction of current, and how to write the equations by applying Kirchhoff's laws. That is most important. I suppose today's discussion, in this particular discussion, I have made you get acquainted with the methodology. Okay. In my next session, I will be talking about applications of Kirchhoff's law, okay, like Wheatstone bridge and rest of the things, okay. So for the time being, today I am signing off with these 3 set of problems, okay. Kindly practice them and be thorough with each other.